Can you even imagine what it would be like for your learner to be confident in math? Like sometimes it seems like it's not even a possibility, like it just can't happen. Like I'm here to tell you that that is not the case for every learner, even ones who really, really struggle. The method that I use working with math learners who have failed math for years, these are the things that have been effective. So the left side, this is how parents are going to remember like what to emphasize. So it spells out the word method. This side is what we want our learner, our kid, our student to understand, to internalize. This is not a one-time thing. This is over time, and we are building this confidence. So first one is mindset. That's all about a growth mindset, the belief that, I can learn things. There are things that I haven't learned yet, but yet is the key word there. Not that I haven't learned, but that I haven't learned it yet. This is hard, but I can do these things. I can do things that are difficult. E stands for engagement. An engaged learner is like ready to learn. This is probably the one that is the farthest from where you are right now, right? Like oftentimes the kid who is not confident about math is also the kid who will do anything to avoid working on math, right? Like, and that makes sense because we do the same things. Like we avoid things that are hard or difficult. If we have a big decision to make and we feel like we're not equipped or don't know what to do or just have too many possibilities or, whatever, like we avoid it. I mean, I do. So maybe you can recognize that same feeling and understand why your kid is so anxious to avoid doing math, doing the homework, studying for the test. This is a key component, but once other things start to click, then this will build. T is tenacity, that bulldog determination. It's going to be really hard to keep me from learning this, like the mindset of just determination. Again, this goes along with the other things and we'll build as you get some accomplishments and some little small wins in their learning. It's more of the approach. It's just the approach that you come to it with of saying, yep, this is going to be hard. I understand that, but I want to know how to do this. Is honesty, not in the sense that we may usually think of it. Honesty as in willingness to speak up when I don't understand. So if they're sitting in a classroom, that takes a lot of bravery and courage, especially if they've ever been embarrassed by a teacher, unfortunately. But I do hear it so many times from my kids, my learners. They've not had this environment where it was safe to speak up and say, I just don't get it. How did you go from step 2 to step 3 at home? This is also, I mean, it's a very similar situation. They need to be able to say, I'm just not understanding. This one's huge. This one is right up there with growth mindset to me in importance for building a confident math learner. As options, there are a lot of resources out there that I have available to me to help me learn something. A lot of students don't feel that way. They're just like, I just don't know what to do, period. Like that's the end of the story. There is no help beyond that. And that's not true. There are so many options. That's one of the things that I help parents to figure out is what are those resources? Like where are places that you can go that are really good and useful and helpful? I think learners need the ability to access as many of those as possible. And then D, diamonds remind us that there is hope for the struggle. There is a struggle, like no doubt. I don't want to sugarcoat. Math is hard for many people, for a lot of people. It's not easy, and that's okay because there is hope. There are options. There's a lot of pressure. There's pressure from parents sometimes, right? There's pressure from within. Sometimes our learners really put way too much pressure on themselves, and that's, something they have to work through. Sometimes it's just like this is right in front of you and it's just like overwhelming because you just don't know what to do with this particular math problem, right? Pressure can be all kinds of different things, but the results will be worth it. The result is you're gonna pass and then you're done and you can move on, right? And for some of you, it's like understanding it to the extent that you can then take like the honors class that you want to take that you thought was like not even in your in your realm of possibility, right? And then that can lead to other things.